Hi, this is Nance from Quest for a Farm, and today we are going to be pickling some pumpkin, or at least starting the process. We had a massive pumpkin haul, so we've got to think of creative things to do with all the pumpkin. So what we have here is a whole pumpkin. I think it's a Kentucky Blue, I'm not 100% sure. I've seed saved nicely, so I'll be able to plant that and get going next spring. And we are going to be preparing our pumpkin for the pickling jar. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by cutting our pumpkin into really, I wonder if I should cut it this way around, small pieces. Really small pieces. Okay, you want your pieces to be little, so that when it comes to cooking them and salting them and pickling them, all of the goodness can get everywhere. So maybe not the neatest job you've ever seen. My knife skills are not exactly that of Gordon Ramsay, but it'll do. So again, just goodness. I'm really not very good in the kitchen, but you know, we try. Okay, and the last little bit here. I'm not going to subject you to watching me cut the entire pumpkin up. So it ended up on the floor, so that'll be for the chickens. So I'll be back once it's all cubed, and I'll explain the rest of the process to you. Hi, okay, so not having subjected you to my horrific chopping skills, you can see my pieces of pumpkin are small little blocks. So what I'm going to do now, the final thing I can do tonight, is I am going to salt my pumpkin. So we add roughly 2 tablespoons of salt. I know this is not a tablespoon, I'm not filling it up. Okay, you can use any salt that you want. You can use flaked salt or sea salt or normal coarse salt. I usually just add a little bit extra. Oh, shit. And that'll be it. Give it a nice mix up, and we're going to leave that to do its thing overnight. So what the salt does is it is going to soften the pumpkin slightly. You can see it's quite hard. It's going to soften the little pieces of pumpkin, and it's going to draw the water out of the pumpkin. So it looks like that right now. Pop its lid on. If you don't have a lid, you can always close it with some cling wrap, and this will sit for 8 hours or overnight. I'm going to leave it overnight, so I will see you back in the morning. Hi, we are back, and it's now the next morning. Our pumpkin has been soaking, so you can see it's nice and soft as opposed to what it was yesterday, and there's quite a bit of water that's come out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drain this pumpkin. You can reserve the liquid if you want to use it for stocks and soups and that sort of thing. I don't really bother because we make a whole bunch of other stocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my 5 cups of pumpkin to my pot. Make sure we get all of it. Okay, here's my pot, and then to this I am going to add 5 cups of chopped onions. I spared you, oh gosh, I think I need a bigger pot. Alright, hold that thought. Okay, bigger pot in place. So here is our pumpkin and our onion, equal parts, 5 cups of pumpkin, 5 cups of sugar. So to this I am going to add 2 cups of water, a 1/4 cup of vinegar, just normal white vinegar will do. You can use apple cider vinegar if you choose. I'm also going to add 2 cups of sugar. You can use any sugar you choose. We prefer brown sugar in this house. And then any stock standard pickling spice. Now you can do a bouquet garni, so put all these spices in a little bag and cook it like that. I choose not to. I add my spices just like that. Next we'll release a video where she shows you what exactly goes into our pickling spice, but it's basically cloves, peppercorns, coriander, bay leaves, and a little bit of ground ginger. So that being said, we'll give this a stir and put it on the stove for a good 45 minutes till everything is softened down and broken down, and I'll be back to show you the rest of the recipe as soon as this is done. Okay, so we are now about halfway through our cooking time, so it's been on for about half an hour. You can see what the texture looks like there. Excuse the steam. So now to this we are going to add about 2 cups of tomatoes. It can be a tomato relish or tomato, we call it tomato blicky in our house, or it can also be fresh chopped tomatoes, and about 2 tablespoons of just regular mustard. Just the regular mustard sauce that you buy in the shops. We're going to give that a stir. If you want your pickle a little bit thicker, I'll tell you right at the end of the cooking period what you can do. So there we go. Nice stir in. I haven't removed my bay leaves yet. I haven't picked out any of the cloves. And lid back on and onto the heat for another 30 minutes. Okay, so in the meantime, while we are waiting for our pumpkins to come up to the boil, or our pickle to come up to the boil, I've just taken a regular pot. I am going to use 3 of these little half-pint jars, and the brand I use is Console. We're in South Africa. I think it's a local brand, but I find this brand to be very good. I don't have any lid failures or anything with this. So basically what we are going to do is start preparing, submerge in water, and start preparing our jars to be sterilized. Cut the rings and the little lids. Always important to use a brand new lid. Make sure that the seal is good. So there we go with our lids. And when the time is ready, I'm just going to pop this on the boil and boil it to sterilize it. I'll show you what we do and how it all comes together as soon as my relish is finished cooking. Great. Okay, so our goodies are pretty much done. That's what it looks like. So I like mine a little bit mush, a little bit chunky, so that I can still kind of see what I'm eating. And at this stage is the magic ingredient. Just a couple of spoons, 1 or 2 of turmeric powder. Turmeric has got a bunch of health benefits. apart from the fact that it gives your pickle a beautiful yellow golden color. Gonna give that a stir. And what I'll be doing in the meantime, while this is just finishing up, is I will be boiling up my little pots or my little canning jars, and we'll show you what we do once it's all stirred in. You see, it's now all coming together quite beautifully. If you don't want it quite as liquidy as this, you can always add in a little bit of corn flour mixed with water. It'll just thicken it up, but as I say, I like it a little bit kind of chunkier. There we go. Okay, we are in the home stretch, so we have just sterilized our jars. So the general rule of thumb, I'm not going to water bath can or anything. The general rule of thumb with particularly a pickle, because remember a pickle is a preserve in and of itself, is as long as your jars are hot and your liquid is hot, and it's hot, you should be good. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to take these out. As I said, it's my 3 half-pint jars. And here we go. Don't burn yourself on the pot. So I'll put this aside for now while I'm just filling up my birdies. And as you can see, our liquid is nice and hot as well. Another important thing, if you're doing any sort of canning or anything, a little bit of vinegar and just run around the perimeter. I like to do it before and after, just, I don't know, maybe it's an OCD thing. So we're going to do that, get our little funnel and dish our relish in. You can pick your bay leaves and your cloves and stuff out if you'd like to. I usually don't bother. I'll just get in there. Nicely, get your good seal, and there you have it, 3 half-pint jars of pickle relish. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you are going to give it a try yourself.